I have I'm gonna play the clip because this is what I've been like so excited to talk about this. So basically,
I'm glad you have it because you're the first person I'm talking to about it, and you're the one person I would like that I think would be a good conversation about it. So,
oh, well, because I was like, I'm like, oh my God, I want to ask her to come. I don't want to like bug her about it or whatever. But the moment I saw this clip, I was like, holy fuck, good for you that you brought this up. You, long story short, um, if you're just tuning in or you don't know anything about this, you went on I guess Point Dabble Point recently, which is the Clubfoot Carl jerk off fest about Stuttering John and Aaron or whatever. Yes, correct.
mhm.
And you bring up something and you just put them in their places. And you know how we both feel about Shuli, just the most unfunny human being on
Just a
earth. Same
low
thing with
life,
Carl. Yeah.
just a worm.
And just a little worm.
Yeah.
So you bring up, you say, whatever they're talking about, you say, well, why did you have your producer message me and say, try and get to know Stuttering John's trans kid? And
Like,
Shuli goes, he does the goddamn Wolf of Wall Street thing. He goes, I do not recall that.
that's why I wanted to talk to you. I was like, people are like defending that and acting like you. I was like, do you all have the ability to assess like body language on any minimal level? But that was like the only thing I really got in. It was just like waiting 2 hours. But then I was like, I'm just gonna drop this anvil on him that he didn't see coming, and then like he just didn't handle it right.
This is what they fucking deserve,
Mhm.
Ava. This is what they deserve because they all like it's all this like weird, like, well, John, like they don't want to shit on John or whatever, but the man's just trying to live his fucking life.
I know
And
that's where I'm at. Yeah.
right, honestly, he is, right? He's just trying to live his fucking life, do his thing. And I wholeheartedly believe what you're saying. That is such a Shuli thing to do. Why don't you try and get Ava because she's trans to try and talk to John's trans kid. Like, and then he's like, I don't know anything about that. That's insane.
What one idea is like so many people are like, Shuli would never, and Shuli says he'd never do anything with people's kids, and I'm like, do you? I was like, are you guys retarded? But it like today, like, because I didn't read any of this shit until like an hour before I spoke with you. Like I didn't check my Twitter or anything since last night, and so I just saw it and I was like, what? Because I it didn't occur to me that people wouldn't have looked at this text and like at the very least recognize that Frog asked me to do that in their spin, but it's like, oh, and maybe things like these people are like really in a cult, and it's 5 years of this, so this is repeated over and over again, so they just actually they just believe, oh, Shuli wouldn't do that, and it's like, are you
Oh
guys
no, it's
out of your
true. It's
mind?
so you're so right. It's so cult like. Even Tukey was going, well, I don't know. Would Shuli do that? Yes. Yes, he would.
Why?
They're so
What?
obsessed because with money off of making it off of John that they can't see they're beyond their like insanity. They think that it's okay to do that. Of course. And also, you guys showed me one picture of that frog man, and I was
Oh,
mortified. I
yeah,
went, of course. So at least he did it. But if
yeah.
okay, so say Shuli knew nothing about it, which I don't believe. Obviously, your text messages
That part has to be my word against theirs, but the text proved that at the very least Frog did it.
they absolutely at the very least prove that Frog did it, right?
Mhm.
So say that. So why is he still defending Frog? Why doesn't he fire him then? That's
Frog
insane. Yeah.
someone I just saw this and I was like, I got to talk to someone. But like somebody asked Shuli about that on Twitter, and he said that he's good, and he made the joke that he's actually going to promote him for this.
He's a disgusting little
These people,
worm. You made me laugh so much. I went, he always wanted Artie's chair. You said it took Hurricane Sandy for him to ever sit in that chair. I went, I love this bitch. He's a misogynist. He's insecure. You can absolutely tell with the way that he acts. And like it would not shock me that he that he definitely said, yeah, why don't we try and get Ava? As
And
if all trans people would just automatically be friends, right? Which is a
well, John
ridiculous thing to
John
say.
brought that up, and I was just like, oh, it never even occurred to me to bring that up here because nobody like looks at me as a human, like a human being. So I was like, no, I'm not. We're not getting into my feelings about it. But yeah, technically, that is true. Like,
It
it is
is
funny that
so
they thought like, oh, you're trans, you can just go talk to this random trans person who's John Melendez's child.
yeah, it kills me. It
Mm.
kills me. I was telling Gino about this. I'm like, I'm telling you, this is the most insane thing. If I talk to anybody outside of any of this, that they'd be like, what?
Yeah.
That's fucked up. That is insane. Okay, so let's play the clip.
Okay.
Because if just for anybody here that wants to know what we're talking about, I have to show you, and you tell me to pause whenever you want. But
If you can I just set this up in the like, it was Adam
absolutely.
Bush wasn't there, and it was
Mhm.
like. I thought he would be there, and he's kind of a mediating force. So as soon as I got there, they just Shuli and Carl interrupted me the second I started making points. Like they did it like 4 times out of the gate, and I just got nervous, and I kind of buckled for a lot of it. So that kind of makes it that much funnier that like 2 hours and I just do this. They're like,
But
"What?"
what this is a glorious clip of Ava just owning these stupid misogynists. Okay. The one Shuli, he always wanted Artie's chair on the Howard Stern show. He never got it. He's a stupid pimple of a man. This is Clubfoot
People love it,
Carl.
man. That's good. I like. Can I steal that?
This
That's
is
good.
Lucy, who's a very nice woman. And I don't actually know who this gentleman is, but Ava comes in here and it is absolutely so satisfying
Mm.
and glorious.
Oh,
Here
don't
we
hype it too much. It's funny because it's a slow roll, but when you start processing what I'm doing, then yeah.
and then you'll understand exactly how sinister and awful that they are. Here we go. Here we go.
Israel.
Oh, thank you, Doom.
I thought the
Well,
guy would be. I thought the guy would be
Oh.
decent.
I don't know why Doom would come in here and show his penis. I just
He's
don't
proud of
understand.
it.
she's pro-Israel. She's not anti-Israel.
By the way, thanks for reading my DM to you on the air, you fucking douchebag.
What DM? What are you talking about? The one where you said
Literally
you
read
said
my DM out loud on your show and made
yeah, because I thought it was interesting that you send me a DM out of the blue. We haven't talked, right? And you send me a
you
DM out of the
you
blue.
DM'd me like 2 weeks before that.
Okay, you DM me out of the blue on October 7th, and you
Yeah, that's
said
not out of the blue.
Just then,
Like no, this was this whole episode. They just lie or misrepresent, and I'm just like no, and then I would just clarify, and they just get annoyed. But I'm like, hey, acknowledge that you keep like misrepresenting everything that's happening in this whole thing.
he goes, you DM me out of the blue. You're like, well, it wasn't really out of the blue. He goes,
He
okay.
just DM'd me. God, he's really dense. I
He's
really didn't realize like he's stupid. He's like stupido.
he's stupid. And if you watch, like, because I just watched this like clip of him and it was like right at the end of him and Howard and Robin. He had moved to Alabama or whatever, and they're just shitting on him. They're
They
like,
never respected him.
they never
No one did.
ever respected him. The only thing that he has contributed to the world is wrangling the whack pack. Thank you for hanging out with Beetlejuice. Thank you for High Pitch Eric. I don't know how many times I've seen High Pitch Eric. Like, thank you so much. But he is not a funny man. But in this,
No talent.
no, literally,
Zero. He's one of the least creative people I've ever seen on the internet in my life, and I'm not joking. I was like, he has no creativity. He's talentless.
Zero. He has everyone have the same backdrop. We will talk about Stuttering John for the next 10 years, and that's that.
And
Like,
no redeeming qualities, no ethical core, There's nothing. There's no like, oh, he really loves his family. It's like you're like an incel that smokes weed and plays video games all day, and then you just like like bitch about Stuttering John. I mean, ugh.
Ava, 100%. And what actually, he didn't really even like, they didn't really even cross paths at like Howard that much. Like, he was a fan that called in every day. He's not a funny comedian. He that's just what it is. He was great tan mom impression. That's what you left with the world. Like,
The thing about Whack Packers is that we don't need to hear impressions of them. It's funny because it's them and they look like they do. And we don't want to hear him do it. You know, like
exactly.
I think people bring up enough. It's like the gall of him to just have a show all about Stuttering John when he's the one person that there's a contest to replace Stuttering John, and he came in last place in it. And he is he like the voters voted and he was 0. They're like, you are the least like,
No.
and he's sitting here doing this right now.
Right. It's like, it's very clear what's going on here. If you look at it like objectively, it's like, well, that must have really hurt his feelings.
Okay, you DM'd me on October 7th about October 7th, and you said, on this day, my condolences to you and your family. And I thought that was very nice. And then,
nice that you were mocked me for sending that on your show. Do you
Well,
think it's
because-
appropriate to read my DMs?
well, can I finish what I was saying there?
Yeah, what are you, Dr. Steve? You're talking about private conversations now on your show?
God. And I just it bears repeating. Carl is the least funny person on earth. Like,
Ugh,
I
he's a-
can't even. It's just disgusting.
That's what
Jesus.
So
made
then-
me shut down,
so
and this
then
is when I
you go
realized
on
it was going to be
John's
these
show
two.
And you ask John, a guy who has publicly trashed and posted pictures of my wife, who doesn't podcast, doesn't do any type of entertainment whatsoever, and you ask John, is Shuli's wife hot? What happened?
I just wanted to show Lucy. I'm sorry, keep going.
Great broadcasting instincts, Carl. Something interesting was actually happening, and then he just goes over to Lucy. What
That's
good
the
one.
other undertone of this that made it all uncomfortable is she needed to go. Like, she had another show, and so like it was like, hurry up, and Carl like are looking at each other just like, well, go do your other show then, Lucy. Like,
Is Shuli's
know,
wife
and-
hot? And I thought that was odd that you would ask John that question.
it's a normal question to ask.
Well, it's
For
a normal
you,
question, but
Erupted angrily
Yeah,
into
for
reading my
you.
DMs. I mean, y'all have said a lot of bad things about me, but I never read the exchange with me and Frog about how you guys were trying to get me to secretly befriend John's trans son here and manipulate them to get intel for you.
Boom. Boom. Boom.
Look at Earl. He's like, whoa.
Look at Shuli's face. Oh, and look at Carl, this little worm.
Carl is so fascinating to just watch him process all of this, and then he's like, "You should have led with that."
And then he goes, "You should have led with that. I would have gotten more, super tips." But even he goes, dun dun dun. Everybody is like, "Wait, what?" Look at fucking Shuli's face. Because okay, if this isn't a tell that they all, I don't know who this lovely black gentleman is, but
He's a comedian that knows John. I met him
Okay.
that night. He's a nice guy. I like him.
Yeah, I'm sure. So he probably doesn't know.
But
I
he has a very
assume-
human reaction to what I'm saying. Like, he's
right.
the one that's like,
I would assume Lucy doesn't know. She's just trying to leave.
she's trying to
But
leave.
these two right
Mhm.
here, their hearts just fucking sank. Like, oh fuck. She's gonna bring this up. Okay.
That's implying
yeah.
that, but I think that's implying that Carl would be loyal to Shuli if this looked too bad. Like, Carl would throw Shuli under the bus if he didn't find a way to recover from this. But
Do you think? No, I think they cover for each other all the time.
you're right.
I don't
Actually,
know.
you're right. No, you're right. You were ahead of me on that instinct.
Yeah, because like, look at I don't know. I hate that I can. honestly, I'm fucking disgusted with myself that I can tell what Carl is thinking from his fucking hideous face. This is what the face he makes when he knows, oh fuck.
The last three
This
times I've
is
seen this
gonna be
clip,
bad. Yeah.
I just watched him during it because I'm fascinated by the Carl just suddenly being like, "Oh, okay, something's happening."
He's like, oh no.
Who Frog sent you a message saying that?
Wow.
He called. He said, "Can I call you?" And y'all had just had a meeting, and then he proposed that idea to me, and then when I didn't do it, you coincidentally stopped having me on the show.
I don't
Okay.
recall
led with
any
that.
of this. First of all,
Okay. Now, did you hear? I just want you all to know. Did you hear what Ava just said? Reiterate. You guys don't remember how you had me you had Frog call me and try and get me to befriend Stuttering John's trans kid
Go
to
actively
get intel on John.
find them and meet them and manipulate them over the long term and build a fake friendship to get you guys intel to make fun of John for. Like,
Oh,
like, they're gonna try to keep pivoting away from that, but like anyone that's trying to objectively assess what this whole thing is, that is what it is. They asked me to inject myself into a stranger's life that's John's son and manipulate them into building a long-term friendship, providing me with the way to find their address, sending me their Instagram link and all that, and just for a long-term project. Like that is in even if it wasn't his kid, if it was his cousin, that is just a sick thing to ask someone to do. And don't let them deflect from that part of it. Because at the very least, Frog is on the record on my phone. Sorry, go
right.
ahead.
So if you believe that, if you want to believe that Shuli does not recall that, okay, if you want to believe that, Ava shared the receipts. That wasn't that's not Shuli's style. He wouldn't even do that. But the moment you get off the phone with him, he says, "Can I call you?" And then he sends you John's kids. Excuse me. I'm choking because it's so ridiculous.
It's
Instagram. And then I guess he's just trying to cover for Shuli by being like, I don't even think he knew about that. Either way, whether Shuli did or not, what a ridiculous thing to even ask of someone. And I called John yesterday and I was like, I just want you to know, like, this is beyond repulsive and fucking disgusting.
he called
It's beyond
he called me
anything,
too to be
yeah.
like, wait, what happened? Because he didn't know that either.
And they're like, you didn't tell John or whatever. You're like, well, no, it was kind of fucking.
Do you want to play that part of it? Because I want to explain it because I
Yes.
didn't have an opportunity to explain that because I can
Yes,
understand why
please,
people would
let's
want
do
to
it.
hear the context of it.
All right, let's go.
I've never. First of all, I've never. Hold on, I've never once. Yeah, I've never once
Let's
included.
go back a little
any
bit. We
of
gotta
you.
watch them laugh
Coincidentally
again.
stopped having me on the show. I think it's funny too
I
that
don't
I
recall
did that
any
right then and Carl was
of this,
laughing.
first of all. I've never. First of all, I've never. Hold on, I've never once. Yeah, I've never once included.
We gotta get to Edge Files. Come on.
But Carl, isn't that interesting that they
Yes, that's why I said you should have led with that.
they were like
Right,
It sounds
where's
like
this
Ava
been?
needs to come back. It sounds like Ava needs to come back.
Yeah.
But
Love-
hold
love
on,
to have
hold on,
Ava
hold
back
on. How
the show.
come this has never come up on John's show?
It's a good point. It's even
Because
good fodder.
because I don't like read personal things out. but
Wait,
you
wait,
did, so
you
I'm doing
hate
it
my
now.
guts. You hate my guts. You hate everything I'm about, but yet you've never brought this up to John.
No.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I go out of my way
You think
to
John wouldn't
avoid
have mentioned
talking
that?
about his
You
kids,
think
Ava.
John wouldn't have mentioned that if I told him that?
I'm surprised you haven't mentioned
Right.
that, is what I'm saying.
Why are you bringing it up now?
That's a very good point, Ava. Right. You're just trying to be like, all right, let me be like a human here. And like, I'm not going to tell him that they did that shit. And then also, don't you think he would have brought it up?
If I did say it.
Obviously. Right.
And so they were just like pumping at me that moment, and like at that point, like I knew that we had to like end this show, and like because Lucy needed to go, and for some reason we had to stop because of that. So, but like the other part of it that I didn't want to bring up is that the reason that a lot of these things you may wonder like why I didn't say it, and one is I don't ever just leak DMs and all that, and the only reason I brought this up was to be like, you leaked my DM and I didn't leak that, and that's pretty
Right.
bad.
It's
But
the worst thing I've ever, like, honestly. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard in the. I don't even, honestly, I don't even like to say the word Dabbleverse. I hate to even be involved in it. It makes me cringe. But like, that is the worst fucking thing I've ever heard. They're trying to get you to befriend John's kid. That's insane. And it obviously happened. It
yeah,
obviously happened.
the part about that also just got lost in that is that I was telling them earlier, I was like, Shuli, if you were subjected to what you subject John to, you would probably behave in ways that are even crazier than what you're making fun of John for doing. And
Right.
and because all I did was ask John if Shuli's wife is hot in the middle of us just watching them invade his life in these clips. He got so mad that he started attacking me on his show. Then he started misgendering me, which I don't care about that, but like he used to make a point to, but then now he's calling me a guy on his show and like I'm insane because I'm trans. And because I asked that question, then he
Because
starts
all you
reading
said,
my then he
yeah.
starts reading my DMs, but the only thing he can do is point out that on October 7th, I wrote out to every Israeli person I know and said, I'm sending my love to you and any family members you have if the lives were lost. And he used that to attack me. And I was like, ew. I was like, you're a low. I wrote him. I was like, you are a sick low life.
And Abba, that is like such a sweet thing of you to do.
Because like I'm from a Muslim family and I'm a pro-Palestine person and I'm of the
Right.
left. But
Sure.
like I hate that people um
I
empathize
didn't
with
get that.
the people that
That's why he said that. He went, okay, you randomly messaged me on October 7th. You went, I messaged like, I was just saying, like, I messaged all the people on October 7th that I knew that were.
yeah, I was
That's
like, I
I
want to
love
be the
it.
person that's from a Muslim family that's like a leftist that like lets you know that that matters to me that happened to Israelis. And he was offended, and he took that and read that DM out loud, and because he wanted to be like, oh, so you're gonna ask John if my wife's hot, but then you're gonna send something like that. And for me, it's like, that's a mass casualty event.
Oh, right. Oh my God.
Me asking your
That
mom,
is,
me asking
that
John
is
if your wife is hot is not the same thing, you fucking weirdo.
idiot. Like,
That's
all
what
you
this is
did.
about. And so that's why I
All
brought it up.
you
I was like, you
all you did on that show, you said, is Shuli's wife hot? It's just a genuine question. But then he goes, and you were just saying a genuine message. That is far worse. You leak. Listen, I'm all about coming with receipts. If you're trying to prove, like, if somebody's lying about you, I'm coming with receipts. That's it. He's reading a DM where you were genuinely like, I'm so sorry about how got him. Like,
I
what's
know,
wrong with
and he
him?
didn't get it. And I was like, dude, that is do you think that like because I'm asking if your wife's hot that like I that means I don't care if your family members were blown up in a mass but that's how he thinks. That is what he thought. I was like, dude, you're like, and that's why I call him one dimensional. They keep mocking me for saying that, but I'm like, you don't have like a, there's no in between what you think about these things.
You were just being genuine. You're like, oh, whatever. And then he's like, well, look what Ava texted me. You're like,
And a
I
lot of those,
didn't
and a lot of those people
know.
that I wrote that are Israeli are people that we've gotten into it about like the war and things like that, but you put that aside and you're like, I hope your family is okay, But they don't understand that. Like he doesn't
No,
understand that. And I'm like,
they've gotten fucking. You're making me. They've gotten so fucking like they're like all there is John and Steel Toe. Okay, so like Carl is Steel Toe and Shuli is John, and that is it. And you can't ask if his wife is hot, and then you just thinking that you guys are kind of buddies because He's how do you want to show you
It
said
wasn't even
something
that.
genuine. Yeah.
It wasn't even that because we were like going at it. But to me, like that doesn't mean I'm not gonna like send that to people on October 7th. That's just who I am. And but that's what I'm saying is I'm not necessarily buddies with a lot of the people because we've been fighting about that stuff. But it's just still like I hope you. I don't know.
Principles there because he's
Principles.
yeah. Like essentially,
Like,
you all stopped having me
they're
on my
all the
show because of that, and I never told
Abba,
anyone
if that
the
was
whole time.
true, that should have been the first thing out of your mouth when we went live on here.
Yeah,
I don't
for
believe you
sure.
for a second. Nice
I
try, though.
was not ready to just bust that out because I was honestly really nervous in the beginning.
Chris
He
Hall,
doesn't
$20. Thank you,
understand-
Chris.
Oh, sorry.
Shuli has been trying to be respectful and
So he's like, I wouldn't believe that for 1 second. Like, I mean, he knows what fucking.
He doesn't understand that everyone doesn't think like that. I know everyone here thinks like that, but I'm not that petty where I didn't go into that just being like, I'm just gonna bust Shuli with like this new reveal. It was like, I thought we were
You're
gonna like
better than
have
me.
like
The
a
moment
substantial
that happened-
conversation about John.
The moment that happened, if I got the fucking link, I'd be like, hey, remember how you guys tried to coerce me into getting into a relationship, like a friendly relationship with stuttering John's trans kid just because I'm fucking trans? I would have done it immediately, but you're better than me. Like, my God.
Since this came out, I've been processing it like in a way because I kind of just put it off, and I'm really like disturbed by it.
It is disturbing. Abba,
Right.
it's disturbing. It's like, how in the fuck do they think these are adult, grown men?
No, they're not.
Well, yeah, I mean,
These are children.
these are men on the outside and
Mhm.
children on the inside, I guess. Like, that's that important to them that they fucking. And now they're going to deny it. It's unfucking believable.
Right.
It's unbelievable. Oh God.
Ava is just using ad hominem. Ava knows they have no leg to stand on. Ava can't defend their position because they can't defend John's actual horrible behavior. Obvious troll.
John, wait, no. Shuli was bashing me on the show yesterday. Like we didn't
Mike,
come into this. We didn't come
oh.
into this as if any of us were being civil.
Why would you entertain this clown, Ava? Malignant narcissist meets body dysmorphia. Misery loves company. Comrade Ava.
Hey, Abba, do you give the list to John of topics he can joke about on stage, stuff he can write bits about?
I don't get it.
Well, you just said that I make jokes about genocide.
I love this. You're about to say something so
Did you understand what happened there?
he goes, yeah, do you give him things listed he can joke about on stage? You go, I don't get it. Like, what do you mean?
But just to set up, right before that, like there's just some back and forth where it's like, you make jokes about genocide. That's all I said. And listen to
Right.
what his brain does with that.
It's unbelievable.
I don't know what joke you're referring to in particular, but is there a line in comedy? Is there stuff you can't joke about, is what you're saying?
There's a difference between me saying you're a piece of shit and saying you're not allowed to say it. I didn't say you're not allowed to say it. I'm saying you're a person that makes fun of a genocide.
John Tard's Dark Brandon shirt
Stupid.
says Shuli took the high road for years. Shuli's taking off the gloves.
The high road.
Now John's crying. Fuck Stuttering John. He did take the high road. I asked Shuli when he came on WTP if he wanted to talk about
said
Stuttering
no.
John.
Yeah, because he thought he could still get something out of
multiple
John.
times. Dave Lafleur, knock it off. Stuttering John is not a comic. Reverend Rage. Lucy, you said Stuttering John does awful things. Was playing somebody's private recorded conversations as the pay-per-view awful? Would any of you like it done to you?
Yeah, there's such an invasive, fucked up thing to do.
Stuttering John is a human being too. All right. He's
That's what triggers him. If you try to as soon as I said anything beginning to humanize him, they just they got triggered. They're like, bah, 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 and they just wouldn't let me-
no.
Yeah.
No. We have his couch cushions and no. Right. Because
That's
they're
why-
making money off of it. That's it. They're like, no, he's not. How is he a bad guy? How? For what?
How would they not if he is?
what did he do? Like goofing on someone? Like that's what it always starts out as, right? It starts out as like, let's goof on this person.
Mhm.
But then it becomes they're bad.
Well,
Like
it's like
Aaron is in goddamn fucking jail for 8 days
I was
right
saying
now.
that to my friend. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't think you understand. This thing is like people are going to jail because and this Davenport stuff. And I was like, people are gonna get shot. Like, and she was like, whoa. I was like, no, people, like, yeah, there's police records, driver cam footage, and people getting fired, losing their job. There's public records requests. There's all kinds of
Fucking jail right now.
He's in jail. No, this is getting to an area that is starting.
No, I can't wait for the documentary about it. I really can't wait for it. But like, what did Stuttering John do? Like, goofing on someone is different than like, okay, we need to reach out to this person to get in with John's kid. That's insane.
It
How
really
is John
is.
that bad of a guy? How?
And one of the most demented things is like when I first said that, the original clip was like, oh, then release the text messages because there's no way that happened. There's no way that happened, which implies that if that happened, that's bad, right? Like that's the starting point of it.
And then you do, and then
But then it becomes, oh, well, they need to release the call. Then it becomes, oh, well, Shuli didn't do it, but Frog didn't do it. And then it became like, oh, well, Frog was just saying it in passing. The same people I saw that were in the beginning saying there's no way that's true, now are just like, well, it's not even a big deal anymore. It's just like,
who cares? It's fine.
these are sick
No,
people.
right. Well,
They're
then
sick.
Well, then release the text. You do. Then they're like, well, that was just Frog, not Shuli. You're like, okay, fine. Well, then if we don't have the call, then it's not real. I looked at the comments. I'm like, these people are fucking deranged.
They're deranged.
She's showing you right now. This is what happened. Here, I'm presenting it to you. What happened?
Yeah, like
and now you still don't want to believe it.
That's
you
the
still
thing.
don't want to. Yeah.
Because there's no way to look at that text exchange, which you can look at the metadata of those pictures, and if I misrepresent in text, like the full context of what all that was, they can sue me for it. I didn't, and they know that, and they would threaten to do that. You can
Also-
those verify that at the very least Frog did that. I can't release a call because I didn't know that they're in a two-party state and I'm in a one-party state, but if I release that call, they will sue me. And so that now they're like, oh, so go ahead.
So you did record the well, no, I mean, whatever.
I don't know
call.
if I recorded the call.
Okay, but you had a phone call with him and this is what was said, and the text messages are not enough. That's still not enough.
The only detail in the call.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is, I'm sorry, I keep
No. It's just so funny. It's like it's this fucking tribalism. They just don't want to believe. Like, hey, this
And
is
that's the cult thing.
if fucking Stuttering John did something like that, it like said, I don't know, does Shuli have kids? He does, right?
Yeah.
If Stuttering John got me to, could you, try it? Say one of them was of age or something. Could you try and flirt with one of Shuli's kids and get intel on him? But
I'm John's producer and I sent the text though.
Right. But they would never let it the fuck go. They would never let it go.
And if
but
you watch,
you are giving them in a tight little, neat little bow in a box, a present here. This is what happened.
No.
They don't want to believe it. That's fine.